Hello, Virgo. This is your 17 reading. In the beginning, I have your situation. Then I have what's coming toward you. Then I have your advice, which is a lot. And then I have the likely outcome regarding everything. Not ended over, but that's just what it is. The bottom of the primary, we have the Emperor reversed. Could be dealing with an Aries, a boss, a domineering person. And then the bottom of the clarification, we have Two of Cups. I feel like this is about love and possibly business as well. Okay, so your situation is the Page of Cups. This could be an offer of love, could be an apology. However, I feel like there's some kind of negotiation that turns romantic. I think you start out with a business negotiation over something creative, and then it turn romantic. For some people. Other people, I feel as if there's some kind of a surprise that's coming. Usually it's positive. Maybe an apology to help with reconciling something that happened. Because clarifying it, we have the Star card. Could be dealing with a Gemini. This talks about hope and healing and peace, spiritual growth, a unity of two people. And of course, we have the Two of Cups as well. And this is what situation you're currently in. It could also be a job offer that just finally gets you noticed. And I feel like you could have improved health. There's something about this reading that doesn't sit right. Because there's somebody, they're very intelligent. I feel like it has something to do with creativity on screen, on video, on film, where you get to perform or act. So it may be a career choice that you're looking at here. But I feel like being discovered, or you feel like you're being noticed for your talent. But we have the Emperor here, so I like to bring it up since it's the first one. And he's in reverse. So I feel like you may be taking on a lot of things on your own when you should be doing some teamwork. You can take this position for status or for fame. And then I feel like it may turn out to be not very good. There may be a lot of rules, or maybe you have a lot on your plate after this. And I feel like you may get a lot of the demands if you join a business with somebody. Maybe even be like a government job, could be a charity. I feel like this particular position or this particular authority figure, maybe domineering person, it's just not going anywhere with this person. It could even be a parent, like a father. Maybe talking about family business. I don't see that a whole lot, but I'll bring it up. I feel like with the Empress in here, they're the person who kind of rules this Emperor person. And even she isn't able to open his mind about this. They have this empire together, and it's way, way beyond anything that can be penetrated. With the High Priestess here, I feel like something is just out of your reach with this particular business area. I'm not sure exactly what that's about, though. Okay, so what's coming towards you, we have the Star, now we have the Star in reverse. So it's like suddenly not being noticed, reflecting on mistakes, feeling hopeless. I also see inflexibility, because that's what the Emperor is representing here. I see somebody being inflexible. Again, I'm seeing film. Could be with a new career opportunity. Somebody's not very optimistic anymore like they once were. And I feel like there might be a Cancer involved as well with the Chariot over here. Something's just not able to manifest the way you were hoping. I'm not exactly sure what you were hoping for. It could be that the goal is just out of your reach. And so this is telling you that don't overshoot, okay? And maybe there was an old idea that was really great, but now it's outlived its usefulness. And I feel as if you're afraid, and be a person around you who's spiritually blind. And so they're masquerading, again, like with performing, and they're very arrogant. And that's why, it's because they're spiritually blind. It just looks like they're arrogant. But the Star reverse says, all's not lost, even if somebody led you astray, even if you're bitter, You feel like your future's bleak. Everything's not lost. There's the need to keep sowing those seeds, because eventually the Wheel of Fortune has to turn around. Okay? So I see the need to be optimistic despite this. And clarifying it, yeah, the Nine of Swords. So I do see depression coming towards you for whatever reason. With the Empress, it could be money issues, like maybe somebody didn't provide the money and you're responsible for it, or you're being blamed for taking money and you're not responsible for it. I feel like if money is taken, it's because somebody needed to pay the bills, is kind of what I'm seeing. But overall, I see very overwhelmed with something that's going on. I also see the need to confront responsibility. So if somebody were to ask you, did you take this, did you do that, and you really did, this is saying to step up to it. But I feel you're very anxious about money. And if you stole something, or somebody you know stole something, you're very afraid of it coming out and being known. Okay? You're trying to keep it under the radar, but you're very worried about money, and that's why it happened. It didn't have to be you, but I feel like it's somewhere around there. I would never call anybody a thief, but it has something to do with it. And I feel like it's in a creative endeavor or business. Okay, and then here, in what's your advice, we have King of Cups and the Empress. So I feel like there's a Scorpio and maybe a female business partner, or even a couple, perhaps. With the Emperor reversed here and the Empress, I feel like it's a couple where the male be a tyrant, but he happens to be a water sign, or they're just separated, but they're still business partners. Okay? Or the opposite, actually. They're together romantically, but they've decided not to be business partners anymore. Whatever this be, kind of strange. I feel like they're very influential. And so with the Two of Cups over here, maybe the Empress, which is the bride card, decides to get married real quick to this, whoever this person is. I'm not sure what that has to do with this. But also I'm seeing very talented, very talented. I'm also seeing an actor, somebody who has emotional strength, again. As advice, I'm seeing do not argue, do not play games, keep feelings neutral, so have that emotional balance. Also listen to your intuition, because you have the High Priestess over here, further clarifying. I feel like you need to listen to your intuition, especially regarding the woman, or actually both partners, really. Both business partners, both romantic partners, whatever it might be. I don't feel like they're really deceptive, though. I feel like they might actually be a little bit of the honest ones here, and I don't know why I'm feeling that. But for some reason, with the Seven of Wands in here, somebody's coming against authority. And I feel like if they're going to come against anybody, I think it's going to be both. There may be a charity involved somehow, like somebody's stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. Like I can see a Robin Hood type of thing going on here. Or the worst could be somebody stealing from the poor and giving to the rich. I'm not sure why this is all coming up. It could be a business, like a government business somebody's stealing from. But everything looks like it's on the up and up. Could even be some kind of like marriage type of business, a beauty type of business that this is about. Could be somebody's happily pregnant. Yeah, that's what I'm mainly seeing. I'm not sure. Let's keep going. We have the Six of Pentacles. So I feel like there needs to be attention or vigilance paid to these people, because there is some prosperity coming, especially with the Ace of Pentacles. Also with the Page of Swords, I feel like somebody's anxious about money, and they're also afraid of a transaction coming out, so they're like agitated is what I feel like. And I'm seeing now is the time to be vigilant, achieve things through hard work as opposed to taking. Okay? I feel like something is going to be just too good to pass up. And Six of Pentacles plus Ace of Pentacles equals Seven of Pentacles. So I feel like you really need to think about this before doing something, because the truth is going to be found out. There won't be an illusion. Somebody could give you a present, but then it turns out it's not really a present. Like somebody's being generous, but they're stealing to be generous. Whatever this opportunity is, I would turn it down. It doesn't look too good. Okay, so we have the Page of Swords here. This tells me about communication. Don't reveal a lot of information because somebody might try to use it against you. With the High Priestess, it says troubles are due to carelessness. So if you just do something carelessly, reveal some information, that could be what's going on. They could be spreading secrets. Somebody could flirt with you like a Delilah, but then they find out something and use it against you. I feel like there's some kind of authority figure, spying. This says, watch out for a Cancer or a Taurus. And also this says be vigilant. We have 2 vigilant cards. And the Empress can be Taurus as well, okay? It's usually in reverse though. Either way, I'm seeing either you are vigilant. I don't know why I keep getting this idea of like always being, I don't know, almost like you would picture somebody who's always just up, 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 like they're taking something, That's kind of what I get here. But this is also about somebody intelligent. So they would use the information. And I think these people have some influence, whoever they are. It could also be a fire sign, particularly Sagittarius. We have Queen of Wands reversed. This talks about false whispers. So I can see rumors. I feel like it can't be trusted. I feel like there's a need to be suspicious, or they're suspicious of you. They feel like somebody's being deceitful. But I'm seeing like you need to trust yourself despite the opposition. I feel like you have to defend yourself. And you're probably even being aggressive or they're being aggressive. But I actually don't see a lot of loyalty here. I do see like there's some deceit. I'm not sure if this is you they can't trust or somebody you need to be looking out for. But this also says be careful with money. And I see some hesitation, instability. So I just feel like somebody can't be trusted because we have the Wheel of Fortune reverse. So I think there's some kind of risk or gamble that should not be taken. Like I'm seeing be very careful, be very vigilant around Taurus, a water sign, an Aries, whoever the boss might be, a fire sign, a Sagittarius. I feel like that needs to happen. That vigilance is what I'm seeing. Because it's going to cause your dreams to be delayed with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It's going to cause, with the Page of Swords, it's going to cause talent not to be seen. And there may be some kind of boss changes, authority changes, somebody who's domineering change. Even though the Ace of Pentacles is here saying, oh, there's a lucky ticket. Well, it's not that lucky. I think something's going to get out of control pretty quickly. I feel like something is not going to be settled. Something is going to be shaken up, whether it's the opportunity, the business. Something is just going to, I could even see like being investigated for money issues. So I'm seeing whatever's coming up, if there's an opportunity, like don't take it because it looks good, but it looks like it's really not once you get into it. Because I feel like the spotlight's going to be on you when it really shouldn't be. And it's going to cause some low self-esteem. I think they're, like what I see is somebody making somebody out to be uglier than what they are. Is what I'm getting. Could be somebody obsessed with stardom, so much so that they're willing to do anything. And they wind up falling into some kind of a bad thing where they don't get healing. They don't get that recognition. And instead they get chaos. The thing is, you're an intelligent person. So this is saying like be wary of this. And I think you will be. But at the same time, you need to be optimistic. Despite all of this. Okay, next, we have the High Priestess. Oh, okay. And I'm seeing use your intuition again as advice. This is all advice. I feel like you should stand up for yourself if you're accused of something. Maybe something to do with a talented psychic. So you be a talented psychic. I'm not sure. Or a talented psychic be involved somehow. If you're not patient and you rush into something, your good fortune won't happen. Okay, with the High Priestess here. Good fortune is coming to those who are patient. So with the Four of Swords here, I'm seeing not being patient. And it brings about chaos. So you feel like you're not getting paid fast enough, something of that nature. Or somebody's like dangling something in front of you that's tempting. I'm seeing it's a gamble and it's not going to pay off. So no risks. It could be somebody from your past is returning for a lesson, and that's why the Six of Cups is here. I feel like there could be a Cancer coming back for some reason, or maybe involved somehow, and maybe you just know something about it. I do have a Queen in here. Anytime there's a Queen, it talks about an affair, so that's a possibility here. Maybe you know of an affair, or some kind of trickery, and you just know about it, perhaps. And I feel like you're needing healing from something, but it's just not happening right now. Instead, you're getting the exact opposite. And I feel like you're really good at motivating people. You're really good at getting speeches. But this could also be somebody else who's very persuasive of, well, guilt, for instance. But we have the Six of Cups and the Chariot. And I feel like as if with the Seven of Wands here in the Chariot, sorry, I'm skipping around. You're trying to stand your ground, you're trying to fight for what you've earned. And you end up being stolen instead because you just can't wait. Or again, there's somebody who's really good at public speaking. There's somebody really good at like public psychic something. But with the Star here, use your intuition. Use be confident because you will have victory. Okay, you may not feel like it, but you will. I don't feel like it's going to raise your social status any. But you will be victorious over whatever is troubling you or what will start to trouble you. I feel like it may be having something to do with visiting the past, possibly with a Cancer. It could be something very emotional, like an emotional childhood friend. That's something like this is happening with. And then if you want your dreams to come true, the Chariot always talks about controlling your emotions. So being patient, waiting things out. It also talks about temptation, so avoiding temptation. Usually the Chariot are the wheels for the Empress. So I'm seeing somebody try to like lead you pretty much. They want you to do everything for them. There could even be some kind of betrayal between business partners or somebody want to have an affair. And you're really going to have to assert your independence, is what I'm seeing. You also be trying to improve efforts physically for some reason. And you're wanting protection for the future. And I think you're going to get it. But you have to act selflessly and with love in order for this to work. You have to prove that you didn't do something. But you're due recognition, you're due honor. But I'm afraid you get in your own way if something's too tempting. So make sure you have a goal. Make plans to meet that goal. And then use your willpower to get through it. Is what I'm seeing. Ooh, it's a lot of advice. Okay, what's your likely outcome? We have the Sun reversed. So with the Chariot, it talks about victory, but without a high social status. Or you get high social status, but no victory. I feel like it would be a hollow victory. So again, I feel like there's some kind of money issue going on here. There could be a setback. It could be no success at all, but I don't feel like that's it. I feel like you need to stay focused and stay positive. Also, they need to work on your self-esteem. Money is an issue, though, but there could be an unanticipated turn of events, which is what the Wheel of Fortune suggests. It could be good fortune with the Wheel of Fortune here, but it could also be bittersweet at the same time. But clarifying it is the Four of Swords reversed. It talks about pausing, somebody at their limit, and it also talks about chaos. I'm just wondering if the Sun reverse could be chaos too with unanticipated turn of events. Remember to keep planting those positive seeds for the Wheel of Fortune to turn around. Because right after the Four of Swords with chaos, we have the Tower, which is chaos. I feel like there'd be little progress, or there's a lack of change. Somebody's not doing something, so the Tower comes in, but everything turns to chaos towards the end. I feel like there's a drama queen involved with the Queen of Wands reversed. Could be one of the bosses, possibly a female. I also see somebody with a Chariot maybe micromanaging. And I feel like you will escape danger in some way. But there's a need for balance because there's so much excess of everything. Again, I see the need to control emotions and control impulses. And so the only way to cause change to happen is with informed decisions, with the right information, the right actions. So again, I'm seeing to be vigilant is really what I'm seeing here. in order to escape danger. And if you've been avoiding something like the High Priestess might suggest, this is saying that's why the Tower is here. It's avoiding something. It's avoiding thinking about something. It could be avoiding thinking about an affair that maybe you've had with a boss or partners. But I'm seeing lots of instability, false security that's not really there, obviously. A lot of career tension, and it could be losing your job. But whenever this happens, it's usually when you're very vulnerable, because it's been mishandled. It's been needing to happen for a while, and then all of a sudden there's just forceful removal. Okay, and this just says accept the change and make some new plans. That's pretty much what I get. And with the Sun here, it's a blessing in disguise. It's just for the best. That I think there'll be a job loss with this particular group, or you might lose the opportunity, and I see nothing wrong with that at all. I think that's great because this doesn't even look right to me. It looks like it's right on the surface, but it's not, because you're getting all these messages to be vigilant and be honest and keep things back to yourself as far as information that be used against you. But I feel like you could be accused of something. I'm not sure why all this is coming up. I feel like it is a boss or some kind of a domineering authority figure. And your intuition is going to guide you on a better place with the Tower and the High Priestess, with the Emperor. You're going to get to a better place. That's why it's a blessing in disguise. But you kind of have to you have to rebuild your life. You have to recover from this. And so you need some time out to recover. That's kind of what I'm getting at the end. Because there are a lot of overwhelming demands on you. And you take some time out or leave because it's a lot. I feel like it's a business, a school, that kind of thing. Even a government job. I feel like there's something that somebody's taking from something. The whole idea is to get some balance, get some harmony. Now with the Emperor here, and when it comes to love, this person is definitely set in their ways, but there's some kind of attraction between you and this Emperor person. Like, you are their type for sure. And it feels like that'd be something that's getting in the way at this job or opportunity. Forgiving and learning. Okay. So as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And we did have the Six of Cups here. So there could be something in your past. Maybe trying to work with somebody that you've dated previously, and it starts getting romantic. It's supposed to be a negotiation about business, but it turns romantic. Yeah. And so you kind of get your wish, but it's not good that you got your wish, and it causes you lots of worries. You're also worried about your job, your money. I'm seeing it could cost you money. It could even cost you some integrity. Because I feel like there's an affair going on with somebody you've already known, but they're coupled. Possibly married, but not necessarily. Yeah, passion's getting you in trouble. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Now, it may not be you, okay? It could be just, you could be the woman partner, I'm not sure. You could be the other person, it just depends. Okay, something turned over. Okay. You deserve love, you're lovable, so don't settle, okay? You're unique. This is a very strange reading, you guys. It's really strange. I feel like everything is kind of murky, and that you need to kind of wait for things to clear, is what I get. Because I did see the Ace of Swords when I was shuffling in reverse. And the Moon in reverse as well. So it makes me think things are kind of murky. And I think there's some kind of valuable insight that you're needing, but you just weren't getting. Express your love. So you decide to go ahead and express it. Go ahead, make the romantic gesture. Maybe it's something that's meant to happen. I'm not sure. Children. Love life being affected by children. I could see that with the Empress and the Six of Cups as well, and the Sun reversed. Even the Page of Cups, perhaps. There could be a pregnancy involved after an affair. Because the Ace of Pentacles, to me, kind of looks like pregnancy with that seed and somebody putting a hand, looks like on the belly or something. Okay, so this could come between a couple that finds out that the woman's pregnant with someone else's child with whom she's known in the past. Okay, that could make some sense here. But there is some kind of secrecy or deception with the High Priestess here. But it's going to be revealed. Especially with that Moon that I saw in reverse with the Ace of Swords. There's just a need to wait for things to clear. It could be some kind of a creative endeavor that you're working on with that Chariot here. I feel like you just can't get ahead. Also, could be somebody who's spying as well, since we had that Page of Swords, and then I also happen to see the Moon, and the Moon was in reverse. I just feel like there's a need to wait for everything to clear. Don't take any risks, and also don't argue, because people just aren't seeing things clearly at all. All right, Virgo, that was a very strange reading. Indeed. I'm not really sure what to make of that, but good luck. Let me know how it turns out for you, because this is quite strange. I don't think I've had a reading quite like that before. Good luck.